Throughout my life, I have grown to realize that families will often separate from one another, whether it is from grudges or death. My family is very much like this, but the one thing that holds my family together is food. When food is involved with my family, we forget our differences and join together for at least a couple of hours. The earliest memory of my childhood is Thanksgiving Day in Los Angeles. My family did not celebrate Thanksgiving in a classic approach with a turkey. Instead, we would all come together at my great aunt's house and eat Chinese food. We would do this because my family is Chinese. This Thanksgiving tradition became very special to me because it was a chance to meet relatives I had never seen before, or see cousins who held grudges with my immediate family. But for this annual event, everybody seemed to drop their grievances with one another and act as a family should. Later on in my life, I experienced a new kind of family separation that would take place more often as I grew older. A death of a great uncle or aunt. My great uncles and aunts were one of the few people who could hold my family together. It was always sad when they died. Not so much about the death of the family member, but the realization that after the trip to California was over, I would most likely never get to see some of my relatives ever again. The other great aunts and uncles would often get together after the funeral and throw a banquet to celebrate their deceased sibling's life. When this happened, the entire family would show up to the banquet and forget their grudges. They would just simply enjoy the food and one another's company. Last year, my connection to the family died and take care of his estate. During the process of sorting out his belongings, there was a lot of fighting between my family members about who would get his stuff. After 3 days of constant arguments and stress, the funeral was held. Everybody was irritated with one another and very sad, but we all knew what was going to happen next, and that was the banquet. The banquet itself did not have the best tasting food, but it brought our family together one last time. Though I may never see some of my family again, we all know that food is a substance that holds us all together. Over the past year, I really started to become aware of the fact that food is not just nourishment. It is something that brings families closer together. Whether a meal is placed after a big fight or a difficult time, food brings families together. And this, I truly believe.